The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As we begin today, the journey you're going to have is going to be fun, stressful. But my first question is, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to become a corporate millionaire? See, I don't want you to be a personal millionaire because that would make no sense. Everything you touch is tax, tax, tax. Today, your first thing on that tablet and pen you're going to go get now is right at the top of it, the date. Then you're going to write down, how bad do I want it? You see, the bottom line is I get you to millionaire. And if you actually listen, I get you to billionaire. I've done it 27 million times so far to millionaire status and 27 billionaires. I'm the #1 consultant worldwide, personal and business credit. I've helped millionaires become billionaires all the time. So today, this live event is very simple. There's no pictures, there's no recording because you're not allowed to. You got to write it down and put it here. That's the goal. Everybody has to understand you have to put this as a habit forming of what you're trying to do. It's not easy. You see, getting those yachts, helicopters, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and mansions, I worked my tail off. I created a blueprint that actually worked. See, I didn't like being used and abused as a kid. I didn't like eating out of a trash can too. You can go online 6 days a week with me currently, and I'm live. Answer your question if you got one or two. Simple. So I like all the goodies because I came from rags to riches because I didn't want to keep it out of a trash can. So today, I want you to write down looking behind the curtain. Everything you do, you have to start tearing it apart. Unfortunately, most of you follow like sheep and ducks. Today, you're going to break that cycle too. So the goal is, when I was a little boy, they kept saying money for a rainy day. All right, I asked what it meant. They couldn't explain it to me, so I created something for me. It's called safety credit. See, when I was training Ken Yarborough a long time ago at TRW, Asperian, the reality is, guess what? TRW stood for The Report's Wrong, or Thomas Raymond Warwitz, and made bicycle parts. Then they got information. See, your credit cards in your personal wallet is what you keep screwing up. On the back of every card, I need you to write down the procedure. I want to stick you in the back of your credit card. I want you to write down the limit. I want you to maintain 25%, never pass 29%. If you learn the rules and tools, I can get you to millionaire. And I'll even guarantee that too. It's called safety credit today. I'd like you to have 2 cards worth $100,000 in the sticky 2. So if you learn the discipline and you follow along, I'll show you what I've done and taught millions of people for the last 45 years to do. We get 100,000 in credit. We never use more than 29%. What does that do? Gives us safety credit of 71,000. In case blankets a fan, lost your job, or pandemic, you see, you got to set up your line of defense. It's your defensive circle for you. The next thing is they said, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I asked for that, what that meant too, and they couldn't explain it to me. So what did I do? I created a division process. So I want you to think about something today. No matter what city or state you're in right now, you watch banks, bankrupt locations, because they're a branch number. That's called subsidiary. You've watched cities and grocery stores do this too. But when they screw up, they make a decision and they get a tax credit. What you do, you go home and go boo-hoo-hoo because you didn't learn to play. So what did I do? I created a division process in 1985 and 86. See, in California, we have to pay a franchise tax fee. I knew there was a better way, and I created it too. So you can follow along if you want to today. Now, put all your ducks in a row. To me, that's very simple. They couldn't answer the question, so what did I do? I created a corporation, corporate umbrella, the parent company. Listen carefully. If your corporation does business, I'm going to say that's stupid. Because when they sue it, they sue you. You see, it's on the Secretary of State's website. It sees the corporate, sees you, and probably your home address too, because you probably use that as well, which is kind of silly and dumb. But if we do a corporation managing entities, subsidiaries, divisions, we get a second chance to try. You see, this is easy. The world is a roller coaster of faith and persistence. It's never been easy. So let's get you to millionaire. Let's understand the goal is to never bring the pain home. See, for me, I made a promise when I was a little kid being used and abused. I created my own blueprints to get to my first million to billion. Pretty simple. I swore I'd never have a wife and kids. Why would I do that? Why would I want a family when all I ever got is shit as a kid? And I didn't get a mommy and a daddy and a family at all. I got used and abused by Mrs. Hope. But you know what I did? I made a promise to myself. If I could create a blueprint that I could never bring the pain home 100%, then I'd have a wife and kids. And I've been married for a long time, and I got 6 kids. Now I have 9 grandkids and 1 on the way. See, I kept my promise to me. I also promised I'd never hold a baby unless it was my first child. And that's what I got to do. Then my wife made fun of me. I never changed the baby. She said, baby, change it. Change your little girl. Honey, would you help me? She thought it was funny. You'll figure it out. That's what she told me. But I had to figure it out too. See, can you figure this out today? See, I kept my promises. Why don't you keep some promises to you? But again, we have to understand something today. Biggest mistake everybody makes like you didn't learn to play the game. You did. You got an SSN for the 1040 tax return. People in the 70s and 80s didn't use their SSN for credit purposes. Some stupid person started to do, and people felt like sheep and ducks. So let's understand, you get one. You're giving yourself one chance to try. That is the stupidest thing as American citizens should do, or anybody who's a U.S. citizen today. You see, we the people. That means SSN, tax, and probate when we die. That's ridiculous for you to back yourself in a corner. Well, that's what you all did. Me, I didn't do that to me because I basically understood SS4. See, the SS4 allows one per entity, corporation, division, subsidiary, and a person. Your biggest problem, sorry, is you. All right? Can you handle the truth? It'll set you free. So let's understand the SS4 right in front of you. It's an example. The example, let's understand. This is your problem. You don't dissect things and understand. You follow like sheep and ducks. Sorry. Line 1 right in front of you. It says legal name of entity or individual person. Let's get both of those. Let's understand how to play. It's going to be up to you to pay attention today. Because you can't learn what I teach and preach anywhere on this planet besides through me. Your name should be on line 1 if you're willing to play. How bad you want it. SSA equals 1040 tax return. All right, and SS4 equals 1120 tax return and a tax ID. So you got a choice today. You could basically learn how to play and never bring the pain home. But understand today it's very simple. We're going to look at the United States of America Incorporated. They set up 50 corporations called states. States set up corporations called cities. They did planning the problem in your face and you didn't pay attention. So I want you to start planning the problem. And I want you to plan for your success too. You see, they created a Chapter 9 bankruptcy into the Federal Protection Act. In case they screwed up, they get to bankrupt the city's debts and stay in business and get a tax credit. See, your problem is you didn't learn to play. Even though we're we the people, you got a choice today. The U.S. Supreme Court says a corporation is a legal person. By the way, that means you never had to bring the pain home. Why did you? Why did you? So understand today. I want you to do yourself a favor right now. I'd like you to put your hands like this. Go ahead. So this means one hand, SSN, tax, and probate. We're trying to get to where we want the dream. Then we jack up our credit and get stuck, can't write up diddly squat. And you write your score down, can't get any more. I'm sorry, I don't understand stupid. SS4, I get to write everything off, interest rate and credit card, line of credit. And until I'm profitable, hell, I'm not taxable. This is free damn money, as long as you maintain the payment. I don't understand stupid, I'm sorry. It's very simple. You see, why I created division process? Because I didn't ever want to bring the pain home like you. Sorry, just the truth. And if I screwed up, I'd want another chance to try. And that's what I got for me. See, today I like to rebuild your life and teach you how to play the game and win. But that's up to you. You see, here's my dashboards. I'm an affiliate for 39 years. Understand on the bottom it says, provide your SSN or SS4. This means number one at the top, I can request a credit report. Listen carefully. Credit reports, Experian, Trendro, and Equifax. Personal. Under tax ID. I can do this also as a corporation. I can do this as a division. And then I can do it as a subsidiary. You see, this gives you chances to try while you're sitting there bringing the pain home. Again, I don't understand. Tax ID allows credit reports. And you get to write everything off. Why don't you write down a division of me? See, here's your biggest problem about you. You didn't learn to play. So let's play today. Division of me. Very simple. Who's going to guarantee that Lamborghini there? You? Then it's in your name? And if you lose it, can't pay it, they're going to give you what, a 1099-C? That'd be kind of silly and dumb since it's about $8,000 a month. So if we go over here in the corporation, if the corporation gets the car, you have to guarantee it. They sue the corp, they sue you. Or they sue you, they sue the corp. Either way, it's called stupidity. If we have a corporation managing entities and that car is in a division's name and you can guarantee it as an SS4, the only thing you get screwed up is a division of you and the corporation for the division. You see, that means the corporation never feels the pain, just like rich and famous people learn to play. And then you never bring the pain home. You see, I'm sorry, but you didn't do it the right way. It's like that building. When you lease a building for the corporation, fantastic. Lose the building, lose you. Kind of silly and dumb again. If we lease the building as a division and we guarantee it, instead of it basically SSN, it's SS4 as a division of us, we could guarantee it. And if we lost the building and it didn't work, we get rid of the pieces. You ever heard of the Federal Protection Act? You see, this is what we get to do if we have a problem under the corporate structure. Banks, grocery stores, and cities use the Federal Protection Act and Chapter 9 bankruptcy and bankrupt the hell out of it and get a tax credit. Your problem is you. Your lack of knowledge. It's the stupidity, man and woman. And you're not stupid. You just follow like sheep. The house, who's going to guarantee that to you? It's like how you receive money. Let's receive money to break even. Anything above that, SS4. You see, the money coming to the SS4 never pays any damn tax, so you're profitable. Your money, SSN, you tax before you get the leftover. Quack, quack, you're a sheep and a duck. And then credit cards, corporate credit cards, I can daisy chain the hell out of them. 113 ways I can turn it into a million to a billion. But again, what can I say? You have a choice today. Who's going to guarantee the house? Who's going to guarantee? Is it the SSN or the SS4? Who's going to guarantee the franchise, the credit? You got choices to understand why you're probably going to need two divisions. One to have the asset put in the division, and one to guarantee, unless you want to be a duck all your life. But that's up to you. No, you probably think someone at Bank of America sitting in the back room guaranteeing shit. Are you ridiculous? Corps get to guarantee corps. But again, you got to learn to play. And that's your biggest problem today. You see, you got to think about today. You see, you're not the duck if you basically do something and it goes wrong. The corporate umbrella protects you. You have watched cities, grocery stores, and banks do this in your face. My question to you is, why didn't you learn to do this yourself? I've been teaching, preaching for 45 years. Where you been? That's a corporate umbrella, by the way. So understand, if I get a corporation with $100,000 card, the next thing I'm going to ask is very simple. Do I want 10 more? Do I want 10 more? You see, what you're going to do is you're going to learn how to do this. These are all credit cards. Isn't that nice? I have briefcases of these suckers. I got $50 million of credit card just to play with. So I can get anything I damn well please. I don't back myself in a corner like you. And I want to get you out of that corner too. So do you want $1 million today? Let me know. Let's see how serious you are today. You see, we can look at the proof. Here's a $100 million building across from South Coast Plaza Mall. $1 million Lamborghini, $5 million mansion, and a race boat. They all have one thing in common. They all say the Ray Reynolds University.com. See, I obtained these goodies. Why haven't you? Now, here's the problem. First problem I have with all of you. Getting you to be repackaged and follow the rules and tools. Because you got to go on it bad enough. Getting that first 100,000 not a problem. Okay, once you listen and learn, you do what you're told to do. Once I get 100,000 to the million, that's easy. But can I get you to follow along? Now, if I get to add you to my credit system that I developed years ago, I can rebuild your credit. You see, I like goodies. See, these are just a couple things I've obtained because I don't like the tickety talk and the Google and the YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Most people there are full of, you know what? They need your money to get the honey. I haven't had a paycheck for 30 years. Bottom line is simple. So let's teach you how to get the American dream. But I have to analyze your credit first. I can't get you where you want to go unless I get to look at your personal credit. So that means a 750 score, then 90 working days waiting for you. But this means I have to look at Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. Got it? Then we're going to analyze and give you a full report. Here's my schedule, 6 days a week. It's very simple to do. Click, take a picture. I'm online 6 days a week. I got no excuses. So get rid of your excuses today. I'd like to repackage every one of you. I've done this in person or online for 45 years. From there, you got 1,000 steps to millionaire. Become the certified CFO. You see, the Ray Reynolds University, I'm leaving it with about 10 billion when I eventually die again. You got choices today. Brought in my first $100,000. I was 9.5. It's impossible. All these idiots. What can I say? I brought in the first million at 14. 2.6 billion in corporate structure at 26. How am I doing so far? I couldn't get people to play with me. My wife's been telling me this is my hobby, which it is. See, the reality is very simple to understand today. All right, I'm going to give you back 100% to 10 times your money in most programs. See, I got to take away your BS excuses because you piss away $50 every other day. It's about time you step up and let's go get it. But that's up to you. Do you got the guts to play? See, now draw that diagram if you do. If you don't get your tablet and pen, how the hell are you going to begin? That's a corporation. Now, your choice is division or subsidiary. It should never do business as a parent company. Bank of America is bankrupt 5,000 locations now. They got a tax credit. And guess what happens with the next bank? Chase Bank did it. Wells Fargo did it. U.S. Bank and all the banks do it. And grocery stores. Sam's Club, 1,204 locations at bankrupt, and they're still in business as the #1 box store on the planet. Geico leaves California because they changed rules about insurance last year, but they still advertise selling insurance every day with that little green gecko. But again, what can I say? You watch 11 cities file bankruptcy. They bankrupt the debt and stay in business. So why don't we get down to business and understand your goal in your life is to stop bringing the pain home. Next, you should learn to be a certified CFO with the truth, not just a title. And you have to reprogram your brain into millionaire status. So we're going to play using my blueprint today. And I want you to write down, see it, believe it, go get it. Because that's what we're going to do. We the people, SSN. 14th Amendment of the Constitution incorporates as a legal person, SS4. Tax, 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 probate when we die. How are we supposed to get there? SS4, we don't pay tax till we're profitable? Sign me up for that too. So you got to do both of these. So let's understand very simple today. My thought of this week is first quarter's ending. You're running out of time. And you don't control time, but you do control what you do with your time. So you got to work hard every day. Biggest problem you got is being afraid to try, hold yourself back, but you don't think you can accomplish the goal. I don't understand that. All right, you watch people coming from different countries here, and they do it again and again using a W7 with an ITIN. Your problem is you're sitting there going, beep, 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 beep. It's about it. I don't understand, stupid. I don't understand, lazy. Draw the diagram again. See, you're going to put your corporation in the right structure, or you're going to basically spend thousands on a damn piece of paper and let them diddly squat. And that's what most people do. Stop bringing the pain home. Let's put our ducks in a row. Let me rebuild you. Let me repackage you under a corporate umbrella. Could you imagine that? So I've been incorporated for rich and famous people. People coming out of prison, keep people homeless people too. I've proved this for 45 years in a row. So you got a choice today to pay attention. You see, most of you had your kitchen table meeting. You sit around the kitchen table with friends and family, all excited to start a business. Yeah, good. Where are we going to get the money, honey? Then you jack the credit cards, you jack up your house, you screw it up, you drop your score, you can't get any more, and you basically got what? You couldn't write out diddly squat, and you hurt your family. You did that to yourself. I mean, I don't get it. Again, I don't understand stupid. And you're not stupid. You just fall like ducks and sheep. That's ridiculous. Isn't it about time you stand up to the plate and learn to win the game? But it's up to you. Write down today's date, project 90 working days. We're going to go get some goodies. Is that okay? These are goodies I obtained. You can obtain them too. I wrote Winning the Game of Business 45 years ago. So understand, you got 12 books and CDs. I sold at the Bond Adventure for 32 years for $5,000 a set. Now I got the real estate system I've done for over 20 years too. Millions in real estate. How about we become the bank and buckets of money? So you got 18 books and CDs that get you to Millionaire Pass. If you follow along, it's $1,000 today, $9.99. If you invest during the broadcast only, I can't stress this enough. So many people call after the fact and want the free books. Hell no. They're mine. Mine. That means if you don't do it here, you're not getting them ever. I told you what needed to be done. You got to learn to follow along. You can get them free today if you invest $9.99 during the broadcast with me. Afterwards, no. See, when you start a business, you're going to fall off the cliff. Hell, they might push you down. You don't know if they're going to catch you. Most of them are going to push you down. Because your friends and family around you, I'm sorry, you've allowed some of them to rip you off and screw you over too. You see, my journey was not so easy. I'm born in a taxi on the way to Gardena Hospital. She didn't want me. I got to be with Mrs. Hope, the she-devil from hell, being used and abused. So the bottom line today, why don't your journey begin with me? I'll show you exactly how I got from rags to riches. So every day I'm up on my knees saying, thank you, Jesus, for another day. Then I look in the mirror. I've been doing my mirror test since I was a little boy. See, I have to be responsible for me. All right, had to. I paid rent at 8 years old. Do you understand this? They stole my money for mowing yards and seeds and selling clackers, and they said that was my rent money. All right, you talk about living in hell. But the reality is, most of you know what you do? You listen to your friends and family, and then they cloud your direction. And I never got into million and billion. Maybe you listen to the #1 consult worldwide. It's called me. But again, like July 4th, 2009. World's great. I'm at the Bond Adventure every Wednesday night. Around the line, hotel, around the whole hotel. See me. I got 3 yachts in my backyard. Millions and billions having fun, helping people. What happens? My wife says, I want to take out one of the yachts with a group of people. No problem, honey. Whatever you want. Next day, I'm in a damn coma. Are you kidding? Someone had H1N1. My tax attorney tricks my wife to sign a POA. The nurse asked my wife if I'm a donor. They're going to rip out my heart, take it away. But I got a choice to stay in peace or go back. Thank you, Jesus. I said go back that day. You see, here's the problem. Some of you feel sorry for yourself and go blah, blah, blah. You see, I had to move 24 times since I'm 11 and a half years old. Every school had bullies. I'd rather die than run. It was kick it or run, and I'd rather kick it. But that's just me. See, the next thing, I've been shot twice and 6 times. I got no excuses. I'm God's example. Can you pay attention today? We can teach you to play, but you got to play and be serious about it too. And it's like one of my books coming out this year. Jesus is not a drive-through. See, being a Christian is a way of life, not a moment in time. There's a lot of phony Christians on this planet today. Unfortunately, it's true. So let's show you some goodies. Is that okay? I'll show you some of my goodies and teach you how to get yours, from the Lamborghini collection, the Duffys to the mansions. How about I broke the record for the highest kick and fast kick on the planet in 1981? I wanted to prove white men do jump and stupid people say we don't. How about we put race boats in our backyard like me? Helicopters, U-Docks, yachts. How about some Ferraris too? See, I like goodies. Vroom, vroom. You want some goodies? I'll bet you want it. It's all Ray's rules. The blueprint is see it, believe it, go get it. It's about time you learn to play. Now that credit repair thing, they're all fraud. You can go to the Federal Trade Commission today. It says they can't collect money up front, but they do it every day. They're all fraud. They're going to do a credit repair sweep and put them all out of friggin' business. They should be. It's a lying sack of doo-doos. The reality is you got a choice today. You see, you need to write down Section 611 and see what you do yourself. See, if you think a credit repair company has a magic wand, they don't. When they write stupid letters to the credit bureaus, it pisses off your creditor, and then they come chase it hard again, and you don't get a 750. See, what most silly people, consumers, I'm sorry, they're acting stupid, think credit repair companies have a magic friggin' wand. They don't wipe out your debt. Is that BS or what? See, if you owe a debt, you got to man up and woman up. If you don't worry. You'll have a flat tire. You'll have some gas you'll run out of. You'll have bad luck. You create your own karma. It's up to you. You want a 750 score, it's not hard to do. You negotiate any open collection account. You put all your cards but 2 at 25, 29% ratio, and then you do a rapid refresh. I invented that 39 years ago. Now you got a 750 score. You can get ready if you want to be a CFO for the corporate, the division, and more. By the way, it's called the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. That's what KISS stands for. You see, your goal is simple. If you want to play and you want to really get to the 750 and all the goodies you've ever wanted, you need a personal coach. There's no magic wand. So that means I like to be your coach. Won't you hire me? Let's see if we can play. I'll get you to millionaire if you want. So the first 25 steps today to get some goodies for you is simple. Annualcreditreport.com. Your reports are free. Then you let me, number 2, analyze your personal credit so I can show you in 90 working days how you can get a 750. But you got to follow along and pay attention because Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. See, there's a method to this all, and let's understand today. I'd like you to get out your Social Security card. Now, not next week. Get out your personal wallet. Come on. We know you have it. Here's the application right in front of you that none of you paid attention to. Okay, you didn't pay attention if your mommy did it at the hospital or before Nixon took the gold standard. You did it yourself at 14 to 16. Line 1 says full name at birth, other than above, and other names you use. The SSN is for the 1040 tax return. See, in the 70s, 80s, they never used this to get the credit cards in the mail. So understand, the card you got in your personal wallet you didn't pay attention to, I want you to read it front and back today. You'll notice it'll say do not laminate, don't carry with you, and don't use for ID purposes. And I'll bet you it's the first time you'll read that card front and back for the first time in your life, even though you've had it in your possession. For how many years? Then it says Property Assessment Administration. You realize that is the IRS, right? So we have to play. The SSN is for the 1040 tax return to get our first job. When you got your first job a long time ago, you thought they ripped you off. The employer, half your money was missing. Where's my money? What did you do? Until someone pointed out, the IRS gets their cut. You get the leftover. We're all sheep and duck, and we work for them too. Your biggest problem is you. You didn't look at the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. This is a corporation's a legal person. Why didn't you pay attention? All right. My thesis with international constitutional law, I did it at 16. I was around college. Isn't that fun? You see, going to high school would have been a waste of my friggin' time. Bunch of idiots. That's just how I feel. So let's write down irs.gov. Go write it down. Write down 1244. So I'd like you to learn to file one tax return called single filing. Then never pay almost no tax ever again. See, you get one SSN. That's all you get. That kind of sucks. 9 out of 10 people screw that up every day and get bad credit. Boo-hoo. And then you get a corporation, you get an SS4 equals 1120. And the biggest problem with the corporation, if you allow it to do business, they see it in the Secretary of State, and when they want to sue it, they sue it, and then they sue you. Your name's on the officer's list. It's called silly and dumb. You see, the corporation's great as a management company. And then what it does, it should manage entities. Subsidiaries are divisions. I'm going to pick divisions because they're private. Nobody gets to see. Isn't that nice? Peekaboo. Every tax ID is entitled to a credit report. You can learn to finance the corporation and write it all off. Why didn't you do it that way? Why didn't you do it my way? What's wrong with you? Your ear's not working or something? Reprogramming you to millionaire status. SSN, sheep. SS4 flying eagle. Now I have to rebuild you to make you a good CFO for the corporate divisions. At the same time, I'd like to do the SS4 if you allow me to. But again, you have to let me get permission from you. You see, I like you to choose wisely from now on. The ultimate goal is putting your ducks in a row under the corporate umbrella. You see, the reality is you didn't pay attention. I'd like you to pay attention today, please. I'd like to be your coach for the next 6 months to the rest of this year. Again, line 1, we got SSN for 1040 tax return. A simple line in the corner. Look at that. Come on. I have to blow it up because they shrink it really tiny. It says SS5. That's IRS. But then let's compare it to an SS4. Let's pay attention how the banks, the grocery stores in the cities file bankruptcy in locations, write it off, get a tax credit. Well, you go home and go, boo-hoo. Line 1 in front of you says legal name of entity or individual person. I want you to get both. I want you to play the division entity to get a goodie and you to guarantee it from the SS4 too. But again, what can I say? I only brought in millions of billions in corporate structure. Now we're going to pay attention to the form. We're going to dissect it some more. Line 9 in front of you says reason to apply. Does it not say banking and credit purposes right there? You get a copy of this yourself from irs.gov today. It's the only form that on planet Earth that allows one per entity. See, your biggest problem, you ever been to planet Earth? Okay, you got to pay attention because you get one per entity. But again, your corporation should only do 4 things. Buffer tax. That means get money. Don't pay tax till you're profitable. Pay all the bills first. Corporate credit. We get to write off the interest rate on the credit card and line of credit. You can finance itself. We get a cart fleet price. We can get to the hotel and get the free buffet. And then the difference is the divisions. See, division process makes more sense. See, I've been an innovator and God's example all my life. Why don't you pay attention today? Your problem is you. You see, a division's a line of defense. Screwing up, go get another one. See, you haven't been ready to fight for what you want. I've been fighting since the day I was born in that damn taxi. They're cheap. Multiple functions, buy at wholesale price. Multiple credit reports. Real estate, you want to do flippity-dippity-do. So you don't know who's going to slip and fall and sue you and screw you up. But again, separate liability. So if we use the division for the division process, that's the line of defense. You understand line of defense? Now watch. That means every tax ID, debt follows tax ID. But then we're entitled credit reports. It can finance itself. Why would anybody be stupid when they could repackage themselves and learn to play? See, people aren't stupid. Half are lazy. The other half be a little bit crazy. Let's go get it. But again, it's up to you. Now, I'll guarantee what I say I can do. 100%. As long as you pay attention and you do what I tell you to do. Is that okay? I don't want you to think. The more you think, the more you screw it up. Just do what you're told to do. I'll guarantee it 100%, but you got to be part of the program. Now, here's what happens. I add history to you, corporation division, and the biggest thing I don't want you to do is to violate. That means don't jack up credit cards and don't apply during the program because I pay for your first rapid refresh. I'm not paying for number 2. And if you screw up, you're going to pay a fee or we're going to kick you out of the program. Whee! See, when you screw up, you got to man up and woman up. You got to take your responsibility. That's why Santos, our floor manager, will be on top of that too. 800-510-3338. We get to play. Now, if you got a negotiation you need to do for a collection company, please do it. Past, present, future. Past should not change future. You got an IRS problem? Let's solve that problem too. IRS.gov. Under the Constitution, they have to hand you a form called 656 433A and B. You could actually learn to play and quit bringing the pain home ever again. So I'll do a rapid refresh for you. I'll get the first one for you so don't screw it up because you'll pay number 2. Now, 750 is waiting for you, but if you're part of the program and you have to pay attention, then I get to rebuild you and I get to repackage you. So the goal is very simple today. All right, if you have an open collection account, negotiate. Not hard to do. You negotiate and basically all your cards but 2 at 25-29% revolving debt. And then from there, rapid refresh. See, now you got a 750 score. You can be the CFO for the corporate and the divisions too. By the way, it's called, all right, the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. The reality is simple. You want the 750, you want some goodies too? My question is, how bad do you want it? If you allow me to rebuild your credit, do a rapid refresh, and you go to class on Saturday as many times as you can, we're going to target a 750 score. I'm going to charge you $999. All right, I'm going to give you a $1,000 card back to you so you can reimburse yourself. Simple. During this broadcast, I discount it during the broadcast only. So I'll discount it to $4.99. As long as you scan, pay now, pay a little fee, or Zelle. And I'm your coach for 90 days. All right, and that card becomes $500 to reimburse you 100%. So I'll take a picture. Here's Zelle. Ray Reynolds recipient, Ray at rayscredit.com. Simple. The discount is only if it's Zelle or you scan, bank transfer, deposit, then you're going to pay the full price. That's up to you. See, if you want to give me referrals as we do this for you, I'll build you more credit. Now, they have to pay in full, and if they do, if you want me to sell you 10% back to you, I will. But again, we got people to make up to $1,000 a day. So as we play today, 800-510-3338, that will be the accounting and paralegal department. You can say you saw Ray on webinar too. From there, I need you to call a phone number, please. Can you write down 888-567-8688? You see, you added yourself to the national mailing list. That's how you get robocalls and junk mail, because you're a voter. You use your home address, kind of dumb. You got a corp, or you did a cable bill. Once you opt out for 5 years, maybe a lifetime. See, the goal is up to you. Let's understand. I'd like you to learn to plan the problem. You see, you allowed one of your friends and family member to probably rip you off and spend thousands on crap that didn't work. I like to basically be your coach. Safety credit. Every card needs that sticky, remember? We're going to create the line of defense. Limit, maintain 25% on all cards, and never go past 29%. We're going to learn that all dashboards now, finally, the way I designed it years ago, 0 to 29 is green, 30 is yellow, 50 is red. I like that. The sticky will give you the discipline, which you've been lacking all along too. So let's learn to play. Ultimate goal is up to you. So now, here's our problem. All right, I got an emergency, Ray. Stop the crap. Everybody goes through hell. Life's a roller coaster of faith and persistence. We're all doing this. That's why you take a couple of books like this with credit cards. And let's see which one I want to use. Oh, I like the pretty blue ones. Tell me what you like. I have briefcases of this, $50 million worth of this stuff. I've been doing this when I was a kid. I collected credit cards. I didn't collect baseball cards. So let's understand. When you jack up a card and go, your score dropped. You got stuck. You can't get anymore. You backed yourself in a corner. Sorry, that's kind of stupid because you should have used the right cards. Because understand, nobody wants to teach you the rules and tools. And you won't find this anywhere on the planet besides through me. There are 2 cards on planet Earth that you can use up to $1 million, and they don't make your score drop as long as you maintain the payment. It's your gold and platinum cards, personal and business. Isn't it about time you learn to play? Oh, you got an emergency, you lose your job, what do? Everybody does the same silly thing. They run out of time, they run out of money, and they can't wait to jack this stuff up and screw it up and drop the score. And they can't get any more, get around a diddly squat. I don't understand, stupid. I'm sorry. You see, today, I'll watch this office and people go to lunch, and they come back with $12 to $20 of crap in the bag. The reality is they shouldn't do that, but that's up to them. See, when you need money and you need $5,000 now, go ask your friends, your family at the bank. When you need it, the answer is no. But here's a $5,000 card in my hand. If we want to max that sucker out today because we got an emergency, the payment's $50 a month. So what the average person wastes every other day using some common sense, they could have had a safety credit card and not brought the pain home. The lack of discipline, the lack of being lazy. They say the average person wastes 140 a week. That's $600 a month. If I take $50,000 off of a corporate credit card, I get to write off the interest rate in the credit card. And I get to write it off, and I can go buy 2 pizza restaurants during the damn pandemic. The pandemic during that with the drive-through. Because they stayed open during pandemic. Did they not? Or delivery service too? But it's up to you. You see, reaching your goal is not hard. You got to be determined. You got to fight through the pain. Me, I want you to understand to believe in you. I believe in God first. I believe in me. From there, I broke the record for the highest and the fastest kick on the planet in 1981 to prove white men do jump. And stupid people say we don't. So basically, remember when Nixon took the gold standard out? No one seems to pay attention to that. Now I need you to write down Ray's rules. 2 cards, $100,000. That's all it's going to be. And what are we going to use? 29% rule. We have 71,000 of safety credit. In case blank hits a fan, lost your job, or a pandemic. We use this to start a business. That's called stupid. Because when we dropped in and got stuck, can't get any more, and you failed your business. If we use the corporate credit cards and we finance itself, you absorb the taxation if you win. Worst case, if you lose, you bankrupt a damn division. And you go get another one. Your biggest problem, again, is you. Have your cake and eat it too. Ray's rule, step number 7 today. Shouldn't you become a certified CFO and ever bring the pain home? I made a foolproof system, but it's up to you. There I am, dead. That kind of sucks. Once you Google the address and find out I'm telling you the truth, it'll set you free. I've been in 2 comas. One I was crippled at 5.5. Well, the reality is Jesus said, get up, I got up. Last one, I got to die and come back and help you. You see, I think the devil's trying to hold us back and knock us down. But God's delays aren't God's denials. So we got a choice today. Now, I want you to look at chapter 18. Can you pay attention? It's right in front of you. I'm going to circle this for you. A corporation is a legal person. That's public record in the law book. When I was 7.5 years old at Mrs. Hope's house, all right, I heard that when I wrote it down. They told me it was weird. I rode my little bicycle down to the Torrance Police Department the next day because there was a library next door. I went in and go, man, what does this mean? She was rude. She walked away. I didn't know she's coming back. Then she came back. She's a mocker. She's a black. She was a I mean, she's the librarian and she's giving me shit because I asked, what does it mean? I'm bothering her. I went back to the library for 2 damn years. I fought for what I want. See, every day I wanted out of hell. I didn't like being used and abused out of a trash can. So I was pretty motivated. What do you think? After 2 years, all right, going to the library, I sent out my money order to the Secretary of State of California. I found out corporations are free. You pay a little filing fee. Why did some of you spend thousands on a court from some silly, stupid attorney service, or a CPA? They didn't teach you diddly squat, and you pissed away money. They're free. Little filing fee. I'm the founder of Helping Hand Industries. I got 100,000 in the mail. Hell, I got named in the movie Dave. You see, you got choices today. I've been an affiliate for basically 39 years. You want to play? I'll get you to millionaire if you basically pay attention or break the rules. Corporation gets credit. So the divisions, won't that be fun? All right, you can become that certified CFO. Now, I built credit for my cat while I was at the Bonaventure because basically it was fun, but Harold Stokes, he went green. He goes, what are you doing? I want to prove my point. He said, you proved it. Well, I say, hell no, they're not paying attention. Inc. magazine came to talk to me at the Bonaventure. I was there for 32 years as the largest advertiser in Los Angeles and second in place too. You know what? I told them, put in your magazine plastic to use to finance your business. You get to write it all off. Look at what it says on their cover inside the magazine too. You see, cats have 9 lives. I'd like you to get up your magic wand and put your battery in it today. Here's your problem. You never gave yourself a second chance. You backed yourself in a corner and you accepted that. That's BS, but that's up to you. See, cats have 9 lives. As of today, I'd like you to have 9 lives too, a corporate umbrella. So this means if the corporation does business, manages entity, if an entity screws up, we get rid of the piece, we get to write it all off. Your banks and grocery stores and cities do this in your face. They use subsidiaries. I want you to use division process. So let's understand, I get you a tax ID. That means I'm setting it through Experian, Equifax, TransUnion reports for corporation under tax ID, and I'm going to get you some credit cards up to $1 million, and then I'll line you up for checkbook money. Is that okay? See, your biggest problem is you. Every tax ID is entitled to an Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. Do you understand that? See, you took 3 years to figure out following like sheep. Your friends and family is how you set up your credit to SSN, which you screwed up. It's called stupid. And then the reality is, you're learning things today you should have known all along. Why didn't you learn to play? Where you been? Oh, listening to those other ding-dongs that don't know diddly squat? Okay. You know what? $1 million if you want a credit, I'll tell you 9 divisions. You say 5 million, I'll tell you 44. I've proved exactly that's what it takes. So let's understand. If I get you a gold card unlimited up to $1 million, my next question, would you like 10 more? Would you like literally a folder of them? How many would you like? Hell, I got hundreds. Your problem is you. So every division, every entity gets a credit file, a credit card, up to 10 of them, up to $1 million each, and then we get a piece of property or a franchise. If one screws up, we get rid of the bad one, we go get another one. Hell, we got 8 lives to go. It's a numbers game, people. You watch your banks and grocery stores and cities do it in your face. What's your biggest problem? Sorry, it's still you. See, the goal is this. All right, if I get you credit cards, I'd like you to learn how to loan out money under C91D. You see, when I put in my book 45 years ago on page 16, cash flow for your time, even though some ding-dong took that too, or tried to, or they're doing it now, you see, you can create in a cash flow to enhance your paycheck or replace it. Now, here's the matrix in Bucket of Money book, one of the matrices, and there are actually 3. So this one here shows 4.6 million to create up to 190,000 a month. But it is 41 divisions. Got it? So I like goodies. You like goodies? I like mansions. I like helicopters. I like goodies. But you got to learn to play. I like the Harley too. We went on the Love Ride twice and sponsored that with Neil Diamond. He's going to sing Holly Holy or Red Red Wine. All right. Hopefully they don't drink it when we're driving too. I like the goodies. How many goodies would you like? See, again, the biggest problem is you got to learn to play, and I'm going to offer to be your coach today. So is your ducks in a row? I hope they are, because you got SSN, SS4. You don't have to bring the pain home. You never had to. You get a second chance, but it's up to you to learn to play. Everybody needs 3 divisions of themselves at least. So let's understand today it's pretty simple. All right, I'm going to get this under the tax ID. All right, a personal files, Spirit and TransUnion Equifax, corporation. All right, it'll basically be a division or a subsidiary. Which would you like? Would you like all 4? Why not? See, your biggest problem is you didn't allow yourself a second chance. But it's up to you. Division of me. Who's going to guarantee the goodies again? What name are they going to be in? It's up to you. All right, during the broadcast, I discount only during the broadcast. Okay? Zelle, because I've had to Zelle people back their money because they thought they're going to get a discount, all right, after the fact. That's not happening. You see, why you need a division? 2, 1 for the asset, 1 to be the guarantor in the future. That's what you need to do. But again, you're not a duck if something goes wrong. Isn't that important? Corporate umbrella. Would you like $1 million? Would you like more? But it's up to you. So here's how it happens. Every division I get to prepared, we set it up for you because I created and invented it. We get you the tax ID, 2000 of history. We build the reports, Spear and Trendro and Equifax. And then every division, the office, we sell them for $1,000 each, $3,000 for three. Now, what I do is understand this is a corporate umbrella. That follows tax ID. At the same time, let's build the credit reports. So there are two types of divisions. One is a division of business and a division of be a CFO. Understand? So understand, here's how it works today. During this broadcast only, a division of me or a division doing business, they're $500 each. That means if you want three, it's $1,500. There's the scan you can pay right now. That's how you get your discount. Pay a little fee or use Zelle. If you don't Zelle or do a scan now, you will pay $1,000 each. The office, we pay commission to the people in the office. So I don't give them a lot of discounts. So it's now or never. Repackaging you. This means our target should be as a goal up to $1 million of credit cards and up to $5 million of checkbook money. And I want you to focus on that as your goal. Now, on the classes on Saturday, I have 10 of them, okay? In rotation, I have 10 classes, and one of them is a specialty class. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, by the way. So if you want 90 days of specialties, it's $9.99, or it is $4.99 each class. Ultimate goal. And it has to be a Zelle. That's the only way you get into it, is a Zelle. All cash applications require a certified CFO. You have to understand how to play. Now, I'm going to again talk about the two cards that I'll say perfect. You see, you keep maxing out the wrong card. You drop the score, get stuck, can't get any more. That's called stupidity. I'm sorry. You should pay attention. All cards use the 29% rule, but two. And the two that do not are the gold and platinum cards. So you can max a sucker out $1 million, and the reality is your score would not drop as long as you maintain the payment. Every one of these cards, I charge $9.99 to build one up for you. Let me know. It's a Zelle only. As we play the game, please don't use your personal money to start a business, because that's stupid. It won't work. You write it off. No, you can't write Daily Squad and you got stuck. Let's use corporate credit, because borrow money is not taxable. When we win, we absorb the taxation. If we lose, let's bankrupt a division and go do it again until we get it right. See, this gives you chances to try. When you retire, your bills don't go away. That's your cake and eat it too, by the way, called Ray's Rules. You got to learn to play. Understand today, why don't we put one hand in and one hand out and do the hokey pokey? In other words, one hand says SSN. I'm a sheep and a duck. I can't ride out diddly squat. How about the other hand? SS4. I don't pay tax till I'm profitable. I get to pay all the bills first. IRS rules. Public records right in your face. Once you write down IRS again, write down 1244 and do an S corporation and do one single filing. It's up to you. Kind of like today, if I wrote you a check for $1 million, what would you do? I'm sorry, you'd put in your personal account. I'll call that stupid. You only keep $375. I would have told you put in a division of you, pay all the bills first, then pay tax on the leftover. No leftover, no tax. Is that how the rich and famous people do it too? Wow, the United States of America Incorporated, they get 50 corporations called states. States get corporations called cities, and they plan the problem in your face, and you don't pay attention. And they create a Chapter 9 bankruptcy in the Federal Protection Act. So they bankrupt the debt and stay in business. Why haven't you learned to play? You have the same right that they do. Step number 9 today, why don't you Google bankruptcy? Come on. This is where you're going to have to really be serious about the man up, woman up. The next time blankets the fan, is it SSN, you and your family, Quack and Ducks, or is the SS4, Corp Division Subsidiary? Who will be the duck the next time? You have to make a decision. It's up to you. So keep in mind today, the biggest mistake most people make, I'm sorry, all of you made. You got one SSN, you didn't understand the rules and tools. All right, SS4 is Corp Division, a subsidiary, and more. But again, you got to learn to play. Line 1, that could be a division doing business, or you, or both. But again, if you don't want to bring the pain, why don't you pay attention today? But it's up to you. So understand today, the United States of America Incorporated did it in your face. They even planned the problem, and 11 cities filed bankruptcy, and they wiped out the debt, stayed in business. It's called We the People. Tax, tax, tax. But a corporation in the United States Supreme Court says it's a legal person. So the reality is you don't have to bring the pain home. Let me add you to my credit system. I'll build you up to $1 million as long as you go to class and you follow the rules and tools. You don't follow the rules, then you're basically going to be out of the program. It's that simple. When you pay for a corporation, spend thousands on it, it's called stupid. That attorney didn't teach you diddly squat or CPA or corporation service, and you pissed away money and didn't learn diddly squat. All corporations are free in all 50 states. You pay a little filing fee. California even gave it free this year till June of this year. You don't have to be a sheep or a duck. It's up to you. Now let's understand. Here's a package for beginners. This is the beginners, so they can't really screw it up. So what do? It's very simple. Corporations natural average are 3,000. Don't understand why, because they're free from all 50 states. Let's rebuild the credit rapid score. If you have a corporation, we'll use what you got. If not, I'll hand you the articles for free. Also as tax ID, free. I'll put you in setup level 1 every Wednesday, Saturday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I will build you 5,000 of credit to you and the corporation. That's 2.5 times your investment, because here's the discount of 2,000. During the broadcast only, listen carefully. This is where people get upset the next day. I can't do it. The bottom line is I discount this to $9.99 what the average person wastes in a given month. You scan, you pay a little fee, or you use Zelle. If you don't do it during the broadcast, you missed it. You blew it. I'm your coach for 90 days. Now that's 5 times your money back to you. It's better than being in Vegas. You want the millionaire in the making? It's 5,000. You get 25,000 of credit. 5 times your money back. Discount during the broadcast is $24.99. So now you get 10 times your money back. And then you scan, you pay a little fee, or you use Zelle. If you don't, you can call the office and just pay $5,000. It's not my fault you put it off. It's your responsibility. Beat your doubt, run your race, get out of my way while I rebuild you. That would be the goal, getting past the go. I like goodies, the mansions in the harbor, race boats and yachts, I say the Ray Reynolds University.com, helicopters, Lamborghinis and buildings too. I'd like you to change your driver's license today. Reorder it and use P.O. Box mailing address, more privacy. But that's up to you. Now let's look at your car you drive today. I'm sorry, don't take it personally when I say you did it wrong. See, here's the point. You went to the dealership, you let them sweat you for 5 hours, treat you like a duck and a sheep. And all you do is go, bah! And then you lost 5,000 and got 9 inquiries. When you handed them that silly piece of paper, you should have turned around and said, allows 1 inquiry. You could have took a picture and set the tone then. But you didn't take responsibility. You like being a sheep and a duck. Sorry, that's the way you did it. It's called wrong. My way is pretty simple. It's fleet price, tax ID division. So that way it doesn't show up on personal reports. I don't have to worry about gap insurance. It's another jacked up thing for you. And then it's a corporate write-off as you become a certified CFO. Now remember, if you lose house and car, that financing company can reverse it to a 1099-C. The IRS is going to kick your assets too. There you go. See, every registered owner of a car should be a division. In case there's a bumpity bump, then they sue you, they get diddly squat. Why not? You got choices today, but it's up to you. Every property you get and obtain should be a division. You don't know who's going to slip, fall, and sue and screw you up. Corporation, your paycheck should be offset by your house payment. Amazon didn't pay any tax on the first 10 billion, a trillion. Why would they pay any tax? All right, they know how to play. There's no loophole. They're doing what they're allowed to do. He bought Twitter within 24 hours using a line of credit. He's got a spaceship. So the other 2 guys have spaceships too. The ultimate goal. So you could join the club if you want to. You can even be winning the battle, but it's up to you. You got to learn to play. Step number 15 today. Here's Carl. Carl's line of credit's $1.2 billion. So when he brings in $1 billion a year, as long as the line of credit's more, he never pays state or federal tax. That's how you learn to play. Walt Disney, they're supposed to pay tax on $1 billion. In Newsweek, it says taxes. They wrote an IOU to themselves. See, borrow money is not taxable. Leveraging money to more money. Your problem is you didn't learn to play while all the rich and famous people do it in your face. Run your race through, run your life through the corporation or conjunction. That's what I would say, but that's up to you. So as we play today, it's pretty simple. Pay tax or buy a Lamborghini. Well, I don't know. See, your paycheck's called taxable income, right? You pay the car payment, gas, registered insurance, and I'd be yelling no right now. Because you could drive a company car now, starting today, through the corporation and write it all off too. Why don't you get an SS4 today? And find out line 10 says banking and credit purposes, and I'm telling you the truth. Why don't you understand it's irs.gov? You download an SS4. It'll set you free. And the bottom line is you don't have to be a duck ever again. But that's up to you. If you got to get sued and you get duck. Simple. Now here's Mama. All right, Mama got a form the moment Nixon took the gold standard out, and she didn't pay attention because she didn't have to. It's called an SSN. So she got the baby a Social Security card. Isn't that fun? So the baby went in the stroller, car seat went home. Baby's going to get a job. Now let's understand something today. It's very simple. Everything to me is rules and tools. So this means you buy a house, escrow, close, homestead, trust. So the goal is simple. If you have a house today that's not in a trust, I'm going to call it silly and dumb, because when they sue you, they take it away. When you die, it's stuck in a probate. And then you got diddly squat. So the bottom line is learning to play. The bottom line from here, if you fix up a property, you hire the contractor. That hires a subcontractor that's down outside Home Depot. Good workers. But when they slip and fall and cut corners and they sue you and they take everything you got, my way, they're going to get diddly squat. Why not? You might want to look up an irrevocable trust today, but that's up to you. Step 19, 6 more to go, and stop bringing the pain home. Ray, I don't want to pay tax. I hear that all the time. I tell them, knock off the crap. You don't want to be like Wesley Snipes and goes to prison for 5 years, do you? There's no reason to do that. So if you play the game, understand irs.gov. They have a form called 656 433A and B. Get your butt back in the system. All right, it would make more sense. This is step 20. From there, you should learn to be an OPM. Very simple, up to 70% discount. You don't pay a bill up to 90 days. You close in escrow and got 200,000 left over. Don't do like most people do and act like they're rich and piss it away. We're going to use Ray's rules. We're going to leverage it to 15 million, up to that. We're going to do borrow money, it's not taxable, and line of defense. By the way, that is step 21 called blackjack. Oops, you win again. You see the ultimate goal. So understand today. I'd like you to take your cell phone while we're online right now and look up life death clock. It's called life death clock. It's a meter, and what it's doing right now as we're talking, what it does is it counts population world, and it says who's lived and died. See, because they count us like sheep, they get to borrow money, and that's what happens. So you might want to just check it out today. And that's why they got it. So Nixon took the gold standard out to print some more funny money. That's why we have a deficit. So SSN versus SS4. You might want to pay attention just a little more today, but it's up to you. See, we're counted by the millisecond. So do yourself a favor. Be safe, not reckless. You see there's the RayReynoldsUniversity.com. 2009 up to $1 million a day. 22,000 square foot building, simple 2 stories. One technology drive, Irvine Spectrum. Now I lost my life. You stole my life. I came back being broke and homeless again. What am I going to do? Go boo-hoo-hoo? Took me less than 6 weeks to use divisions of me in closet divisions to build $1 million of credit. I don't stay down. I don't think you should ever stay down too. But that's up to you using Ray Reynolds blueprint. See it, believe it, go get it. So I use my closet divisions because I always have a backup for a backup because I plan the problem no matter what's going to happen. But again, it's up to you. That's a corporate umbrella once again. You can Zell today. Don't forget that as well. 1,000 steps, millionaire. Learn to be the certified CFO. Repackaging you. That would be the goal in checkbook money too. So we understand something today. It's very simple. If you don't have a 2-year corporation, let me know because we did some extra ones last year. The office sells them literally for $4,000 each. I add 10,000 of history. All right, you can pick profit or nonprofit. And if you Zelle during the broadcast only, I will give it to you for $9.99 with no credit, or $19.99 with the $10,000 of credit. There you go, and it's always a Zelle. And always on your Zelle, what you Zelle for, put what you Zelle for, and put RW. That means raised webinar. Simple. Corporation's a legal person. Ultimate goal, credit for the corp and the divisions. Corporate umbrella. And our goal should be is build tax IDs, credit reports, and cash credit. Because every tax ID is entitled to. You say $1 million, I'll say 9 divisions. You say 5 million, I'll say 41 divisions. Ultimate goal. Your goal is to get your ducks in a row, build a corporate umbrella. If one screws up, be ready to get rid of a piece, never the whole, and you never bring the pain home to the family. Ultimate goal, why I created them, is to never bring the pain home and to always have a second chance. Everybody needs 3 divisions, if not of themselves, if not more. Again, person, corp, division, subsidiary. That's your choice. Again, every tax ID is entitled to credit report. Superior, Tragedy, and Equifax. So I always want you to write down division of me. Goal is who's going to guarantee what names are going to go in. You have to learn to play. But that's up to you today. As we structure, I always say 2 divisions per item. The CFO, and on top of that, the division receives the asset and the item. But that's up to you. You see, something goes wrong, you're not a duck anymore. You build a corporate umbrella like Bank of America, Chase, and B of A. And basically Wells Fargo too, in all the cities and the grocery stores. So we could build a credit up to $1 million plus. Of course you can. But again, it can finance itself. When I do divisions, I do the paperwork, tax ID, 2,000 of history. We charge $1,000 each. From there, all right, corporate umbrella, that's where the asset sits. And you can use the division of you to start guaranteeing in the future as we rebuild you. Now, during the broadcast only, I discount them to $500 each. If you want 3, it's $1,500. There is the scam, or use Zelle. From there, there's your Zelle with the RW on it. What are you willing to lose? Family? No. Corporation? No. Because if they sue you anyway. Division. So if we play chess today, we both lose pieces on both sides. But my way, we both get checkmate. That's how we win the game, step 23. So again, you refer people, I'll build you credit or give you basically 10% back, as long as they're a referral that pays in full. Ultimate goal, you got 800-510-3338. That's the accounting and paralegal department too. You can say, I saw Ray on the webinar today. Reaching the dream, think to be the impossible, raise rules, making millionaire corporations and corps and divisions, and training people to be a CFO. A certified CFO, by the way. Ultimate goal. You want a credit line of cash? We charge 10%. From there, ultimate goal, all you got to do is let me add you to my credit system, and I can rebuild you. This means I'll show you how to get the American dream, and I'll analyze your credit right away. That way, within 90 working days, you should have a 750, as long as you do what you're told to do. That's Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. So as we play, there's a schedule 6 days a week. Ray Reynolds, me, repackaging you. Last 45 years in person or online. From there, it's my last and final year of the 6 days a week. 2024, I got a radio show and TV show to do. Millionaire in the making. Basically, you get to play, and it's up to you. You want a millionaire corporation. So today, if you miss setting the tone, my last and final boot camp, it's already passed. There is a part 2 to that if you want to get into that. That's where you become a Ray Reynolds Millionaire member, 6 months. All right, I have 1 left. That's it. From there, we do a personal call, you and me, blueprinting past, present, and future, and land up to an hour on the call. From there, that fee's been waived. 6 months on a team building meeting with all 25 people. That fee's been waived. From there, level 1, 2, and 3 specialty classes. All right, that fee's been waived as well for 6 months. From here, if I was to build you 5,000 or 50,000 of credit, I'd charge you 5,000. That fee's been waived. So here it is. There's no payment. It's very simple. It's $5,000, pay in full, or miss the opportunity. Zelle, wire deposit. You get the 6 months program. You're getting $20,000 of bonuses. It's very simple. There's the Zelle, RW, what you Zelle for, bank transfer, deposit, or wire. It is a full payment in full. It is not a payment arrangement. As you do this, remember, never have joint credit. Buy house, escrow, close, homestead, trust. Corporation, just a piece of paper. Why people spend thousands, I'll never know. Why they kill money, because they're free in all 50 states. Every corporation should do business? No. Should manage the entities for real estate, franchise, current business, and line of defense. Ray's rules. I give bonus cash credit most of the time, so you can write it all off, finance the business, take away your excuses, and basically let's go get the dream. How bad you want it today is going to be up to you. That's step 24. As we play the game to learn to win, the 750 is waiting for you. We have to rebuild your credit rapid score. You're going to go to class on Saturday as many times as you can for 90 days. Our target is 750. Next, we want to charge you $9.99. The office will, and we give you a $1,000 card back to you. But during the broadcast, we discount it to $4.99. All right. Ultimate goal. I'm your coach for 90 days. You scan, you pay a little fee, or use Zelle. Very simple. 90 days, that card becomes $500 to reimburse you 100%. The starter package is $19.99 normally. Today it is discounted literally to $9.99. That way you get your rebuilt, your rapid articles also stack city set up level 1 every Wednesday and Saturday, 10 a.m. 5,000 credit back to you. And what does that do? It gives you 5 times your money back as we rebuild your life, 90 days. So again, if you want it today, it's scan from there, or it's a Zelle. Million in the makings, 5,000 normally. You get 25,000 of credit. That's 5 times your investment. What happens is now we're discounting to $24.99 during this broadcast only. You scan, you pay a little fee, or use Zelle. That's 10 times your money back. No excuses. Discount is only good during the broadcast. If you Zelle, put RW and what you Zelle for. All of you are entitled to become a corporate millionaire. Your biggest problem is your lack of knowledge, sorry to say. The reality is we're going to teach you how to play, like the banks and grocery stores do in your face. You got choices today, and your number one goal would be stop bringing the pain home, become a certified CFO, and reprogram your brain into millionaire status. Look behind the curtain. We stay safe, we stay strong, we do our best. Jesus does the rest. Amen to that too. Ultimate goal at the end of the day, you better Zelle now if you want the discount. How bad do you want it? That's step 25. You can call 800-510-3338. They'll try to give you the best price they can. Reality is you can say you were on Ray's webinar. That's the ultimate goal. So they know exactly where you came from, and they can target that as well. We have the ability, all of us, to repackage our life, but it will take a coach. It will take somebody who has total recall and IQ of 203, right, with 2 hands and talk at the same time. Oh, by the way, I'm talking about me. So your choice is very simple today. Zelle, step up to the plate. No more excuses. We do our best. God does the rest. Amen to that too. And we never forget at the end of the day, God loves us all.